Hello and a very warm welcome to Switzerland for the latest stop on the HSBC BWF World Tour for 2018. We're in Basel in the northwest of the country in the St. Jakob's Hall, and it's semi-finals day. Sub-zero temperatures outside the arena, but an enthusiastic crowd inside, looking forward to a full day of top-class badminton. There's how the events break down in category. Super 300 event today. 11 of them throughout the year. In total, there are 27 global tournaments from 300 level and up, and a total prize pool of $12 million. There's some very decent money on offer this afternoon and tomorrow, of course, on finals day. This is the 5th event of the year. We'll be in Germany next, in Mulheim, in a couple of weeks' time. Then a really big tournament in Birmingham in England. Then we go down under, New Zealand first, then Australia. The US Open in California is next, and then we're back in the Far East in June and early July, Malaysia and Indonesia. Let's have a look what we've got for you today then. We kick off with the women's doubles. It's an all-Japanese affair. Neither pair is seeded. And then a women's singles featuring the #1 seed, Sayaka Takahashi from Japan, who won 3 Grand Prix events last year. Then a men's doubles match featuring the Olympic silver medalist from London, the Danish pair, 37 years old now, Matthias Bo. He teams up with Mogensen against Ellis and Langridge. Then a men's singles match featuring the #2 seed, Samir Verma from India, who's ranked 21. Mixed doubles is next. It's an all-German battle. This brings together the #1 seeds, Lamsfuss and Hittrich. And then finally, it's a men's doubles clash featuring the Thai Masters winners last month, Isrianet and Namdash, going for a quick-fire double. Well, this is a tournament that traces its roots back to 1955 as we look at the women's doubles draw. Ahead of our first game, we'll see the second of those semi-finals. In the bottom half, Sakuramoto and Takahata take on Matsuyama and Shida. Two young pairs, Matsuyama and Shida, just 19 and 20 respectively. #1 seeds wait in the other semi. And just a reminder, of course, you'll see all 5 finals with us here tomorrow. Start time the same as today. It's just gone midday local time here in Basel, an arena that holds 9,000. We're just using half of it. Now, the other half's used as practice courts. They split it in 2. And in fact, this arena is going to be renamed the Roger Federer Arena after the city's most famous sporting son. And they do have a tennis tournament here every year. Also have a few pop concerts, including a famous one from Bob Dylan back in the late 80s, where he apparently decided to go on his never-ending tour. Well, hopefully a never-ending day of badminton as the first pair walk out into the arena. A very polite round of applause from the Swiss crowd here. SAKURAMOTO and TAKAHATA. And if you're wondering what that noise is you can maybe hear, we've got a kind of like a balloon cam, as I've christened it. It's a huge balloon that's taking shots of the audience in particular and flashing them up onto giant screen. Just being made to wait at the moment before their opponents are officially introduced. Marcel Schmidt, by the way, from Switzerland, is the umpire in charge. Remember, the top 8 in each category, men's and women's singles, men's and women's doubles, and the mixed doubles go through to the grand finals in Guangzhou. It's in December, of course. 10 matches in total scheduled today, and we'll be bringing you the first 6 of them live. So what's surprising may be that it's the first time these two pairs have met in competition. SAKURAMOTO then, they're ranked 54 as a pair. 1 silver did SAKURAMOTO. The mixed team was a 17-year-old. That was way back. It was at the World Junior Championships some 6 years ago now. They start young. Runner-up last year at the New Zealand Open. And TAKAHATA on the first senior title at the Spanish International Tournament. She's just 5'3", really talented, still a teenager, and all part of her learning curve. And it's been a pretty steep upward curve. Just dropped the 1 game. That was in their second round match. And the other 2, as you can see, all over in double quick time, 38 minutes each. That quarter-final yesterday was pretty one-sided. Matsuyama, also 19 years of age. Gold medal in the doubles at the World Juniors in Bilbao. That was in 2016, and she had won bronze a year earlier. And SHIDA there, who's just a year older. They won the Smiling Fish International in Thailand last year. And that's how they have got this far, yet to drop a game, as you can see. Walkover in the first round against the German pair. There's an injury scenario there, and their matches is, as you can read there, similar kind of times to their opponents. So neither pair has really been tested so far. There's Marcel Schmidt in charge of this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, SAKURAMOTO and TAKAHATA, Japan. And on my left, Matsuyama, Nami, and SHIDA, Japan. Matsuyami, Nami to serve, to SAKURAMOTO, Ayako. Love all.
Here we go then. First match of 6 that we're covering live today. Matsuyama to serve first. Well, good example of how to turn defense into attack there. Wasn't really that much penetration.
Service over.
Those smashes from the back of the court. So TAKAHATA now serving first for her pairing. There's excellent net coverage from SAKURAMOTO.
Love.
Good anticipation and a good start from the pair in red.
Three, love.
Have been ranked up at 33. That was only last October. SAKURAMOTO and TAKAHATA down at 54 now. Well, went for the deception, didn't work, and off to an absolute flyer here. SAKURAMOTO and TAKAHATA. See what she was trying to do, but only halfway up the net. Got to stop the rot quickly. We needed that. Good work from the back of the court from SHIDA.
Service over. 1-4.
Will be SHIDA now to serve. Little net cord in the middle of that rally just gave Matsuyama and SHIDA the advantage, which they capitalised on well. Yeah, nicely played. He spotted that SAKURAMOTO and TAKAHATA were kind of covering the same side of the court there. There was plenty of space.
4.
And played the winner for SHIDA. So first 4 points to SAKURAMOTO and TAKAHATA. Next 4, Matsuyama and SHIDA. Good late decision to let that go.
5.
It's out by a distance. Just lost their momentum at the moment. SAKURAMOTO and TAKAHATA. Almost a carbon copy of the previous point.
Service over.
Well, after 6 points in a row,
6.
SAKURAMOTO and TAKAHATA finally strike back. And they've lost, as I say, previous 6. Just rather cramped herself there.
Service over. 7-5. Service over. 6-7.
Currently ranked 66, Matsuyama and SHIDA. Have been up at 48 as a pair. It's 3 or 4 of those that have just drifted along.
6.
A little bit of drift in the hall. It is front to back as you watch. Probably the best point of the match so far.
Service over, 7-8.
Well, good to see them smiling, especially when they've lost a point. Tight first 5 or 6 minutes here in this women's doubles semi-final. Yeah, well anticipated. Really good work at the net from SHIDA. They have been the main aggressors since we started, although to be fair, SAKURAMOTO and TAKAHATA's defence has been pretty good for the most part. Not to be denied there though, SHIDA.
Service over.
I think a partner might have just obscured her view of that. It's almost on Matsuyama before she knew it. So still just a point between them.
All. Play.
She hasn't actually been to the net too often, Matsuyama.
10-9.
It's mainly been SHIDA doing the damage from forecourt. It's hit with real venom from the back of the court from SAKURAMOTO. So an 11-9 lead as they go to the chair.
Seconds. 20 seconds.
Meticulous timekeeping from Marcel Schmidt, getting them back on court. And aside from the first 8 points, first 4 to the women in red, the next 4 to the women in black. In fact, they won the next 6. Since then, it's not been more than a couple of points in it. Can SAKURAMOTO and TAKAHATA kick on from here? 11-9. Good leave. They've just been a little bit sharper at the net. SAKURAMOTO and TAKAHATA in particular. well anticipated. Read the serve and punished it.
Service over, 10-12.
That's really good from the back of the court. Matsuyama
11-12.
just starting to find a range now. There wasn't as much velocity on these in the early stages, but that was hit really cleanly. Well worth a fist pump.
Service over, 13-11.
In the blink of an eye, an easy, quick point for SAKURAMOTO, and TAKAHATA gets their 2-point advantage back. Well, she hardly played a point in that rally
12-13.
in SAKURAMOTO. Partner doing all the work, and we're back to just a point in it. Well, the defense is so good, SAKURAMOTO and TAKAHATA, they're almost happy to cede the initiative in each rally to their opponents. Another example.
15.
Just getting a few too many cheap points at the moment. SAKURAMOTO and TAKAHATA.
Service over, 13-15.
Can't shake him off, though, at the moment. Just hanging on, Matsuyama and Shida. Again, long by probably 12 centimetres or so. There's a cheap one back for a change.
14-15. Yeah.
Maybe just trying to do a bit too much with the return of serve. So nip and tuck again.
All.
Well, couldn't place that any better. Really clever shot.
16-15.
Getting to that point in the game when one moment of inspiration or one error start to make a big difference. Well, slight bit of fortune with the net core, but brilliant reactions.
18-15.
Errors creeping in, both
19.
Matsuyama and Shida. And there's clear daylight now. Sakuramoto and Takahata just a couple of points away from securing this opening game. Yeah, she wasn't going to miss that. Shida all over it.
Service over, 16-19.
That was the shot that did the damage, really, from Matsuyama. Pretty easy put away in the end, but still a lot of work to do. 16-19. Better teamwork.
17-19.
Excellent court coverage. The pair in black. Particularly going across
Wait, please.
Matsuyama. Well, deception didn't work, and all of a sudden, from being 4 points down at 19-15,
18-19.
this game is right back in the melting pot again. Balance just switching to and fro. It's all about momentum, this sport, and a couple of game points here
Service over,
for Sakuramoto and Takahata.
18.
Often about patience as well, not trying to finish the rally too quickly. Just work their opponents around the court and create the opening. So after around 20 minutes on court, Sakuramoto and Takahata take the opening game by 21 points to 18.
First game won by Sakuramoto, Ayaka, and Takahata, Yuriko, 21-18.
It's hard work, though. And certainly Matsuyama and Shida will think they can certainly get back into this match. Had enough opportunities in that opening game. this match. First prize, incidentally, in the doubles here is just shy of $12,000 US. So not chip change.
Seconds. 20 seconds. Second game. Level. Play.
Remember, they got off to a flyer in the opening game, SAKURAMOTO and TAKAHATA. Repeat performance from their point of view would do very nicely here. Yeah, well, they knew they were sitting ducks.
Service over. 1 love.
Once again, just seemed to cramp herself for room there. SAKURAMOTO. Yeah, really good court coverage by SAKURAMOTO there.
Over. 1, 2.
So much of doubles is anticipation. See, she went across and got a really good angle from pretty close to the net. Well, that was the bite a bit.
Over. 3, 1.
SHIDA this time in charge of that rally. Good start for Matsuyama and SHIDA. SAKURAMOTO just struggling a little bit at the moment. Yeah, well played. That'll make her feel much better.
Service over. 2, 4.
Quick to pounce. TAKAHATA. She'll be the first to applaud her partner's contribution in that rally. Just a succession of quick rallies at the moment.
5-2.
Well, I don't know what they said
6-2.
to them between themselves at the end of that first game, but whatever it was, they've come out rejuvenated. Matsuyama and Shida. 6-2 lead now. It often works, doesn't it? Straight down the middle.
Service over.
Neither Matsuyama or Shida moved a muscle. 355 kilometers an hour. That smash. And again.
4-6.
Things can change very, very quickly. A 4-point lead a moment ago. Just at the moment, the momentum has left Matsuyama and Shida.
4-6.
Not deep enough with those clears, and smashes from mid-court, meet and drink, to the women in red. Entertaining rally, but that won't be any consolation to Matsuyama and Shida. Four points in a row now. Scoreline did have a pretty one-sided look at 6-2. Nowhere near the middle of the racket. Once again, great anticipation. This time, SAKURAMOTO on the backhand.
7-6.
Got a lot of mileage playing it right between the two opponents. And now they've got their noses in front in this second game. It can be hard to stop the rot when things are going against you. Well, they were mighty glad to hear the call of out. It wasn't by much, but after 6 straight points, they've stopped the rot at least. Well, they stayed patient, Matsuyama and Shida. I think that was the key to that. Longest rally of the match, and eventually they got their reward. Close though. That's absolutely superb at the net from Matsuyama.
9-8.
Split second to react to that. And that's long.
11-8 in the wall.
So a 3-point advantage in the midpoint of this second game. It was 6-2 up, remember, at one stage, then 8-6 down. And now with an 11-8 lead. A good chance, you'd think, to take this into a deciding game.
Seconds. 20 seconds.
Stova sisters from Bulgaria seeded 1 in the women's doubles. They're the 8th match on court today.
SHIDA, SAKURAMOTO. SAKURAMOTO to receive. 11-8. Play.
All of a sudden, Matsuyama and Shida both playing well at the same time. It's wide though.
Service over. 9-12.
First error they've made for a while. Yeah, just too much power from Matsuyama.
Service over. 13.
Give her the chance to really open the shoulders from a kind of mid-court position. Nothing at all Takahata could do.
Service over. 10-13.
Well, she's used that deception quite well from the back of the court.
Service over.
Didn't think
14-10.
we were going to challenge that. It looked clearly out. It has been working, but not that time.
Service for gold, too high. Service over, 11-15.
First service full to the match. This looks a completely different game than it did in the first game.
16.
Just looks
11.
sharper, Matsuyama and Shida. And they look in really good shape here to take this to a third game. Suddenly it's SAKURAMOTO and TAKAHATA who are
17,
making the lion's share of the errors. There's another example right by the net there. SAKURAMOTO
18-11.
just snatched at it a little bit. Kind of see the confidence draining away a little bit from the women in red here. And in double quick time, Matsuyama and Shida just 3 points away from leveling the match. Well, that's what they were doing about 20 minutes ago so well. Normal services resumed.
Service over, 19-13. Service over, 14-19.
Just keeping them honest at the moment, though, SAKURAMOTO and TAKAHATA. Oh, really clever angle, exquisite.
Service over. 20 game point 15.
So 5 game points to level the match for Matsuyama and Shida. Just a fraction wide. Was hearts in mouths there, SAKURAMOTO and TAKAHATA. Couldn't have done anything about that if it had been fractionally more accurate. Still 4 game points. And the more game points they save, the more it just eats away a little bit. The confidence, few nerves might sneak in. They certainly haven't given this up. Back to 17-20. Opened up the court beautifully again. A second win from somewhere. SAKURAMOTO and TAKAHATA. Right in the middle of the tram lines. Well, finally they do get the job done. So we are going all the way here. 21-18. In that second game. Decider to follow.
21-18. 1 game. All.
Well, who's got the advantage now? It was a spirited comeback from Matsuyama and Shida, albeit that it got a little nervy in the last few points. But they did enough, and they've earned themselves the chance for a deciding game.
Final game. Love all. Play.
Well, after all the power coming from the other side of the net, in the end, a lovely piece of subtlety got the job done. It's not all about hitting the shuttlecock at 350 miles an hour. Good leave. Well, there's the first challenge. It was called wide.
Challenge.
So we're going to have a look at Hawkeye here. See what you think.
Ball out.
First instincts is the call was correct. Here we go. Well, it was not. What a good challenge. Said good leave, I'll take it back.
Service over. 1-all. Play.
It's interesting because both Matsuyama and Shida almost in unison challenged that. Sometimes you see just one player, the more vociferous of a pairing. Not that time.
2-1.
They've used deception very effectively.
Service over. 2-all.
Just impossible to predict which way this match is going. So many shifts of momentum.
Service over.
No one can hold a point on serve at the moment. Good work from the back of the court from Matsuyama. Oh, complete miscue.
Service over.
It's gone into the photographers.
3-all.
It's like one of my golf shots. 3-all. Well, it was the right idea, just the wrong execution.
4-3.
There's too much angle on it. clever again. Looked at one moment there that they almost certainly lose the point.
Service over, 4-all.
See, they were both back on their heels there. That was really well spotted. And Matsuyama just floated over the net. Smile that says, I love it when a plan comes together. Someone once famously said. No question that was going to drift out. Slightly left to right as you look. Just took that shuttlecock wide of the sideline. But nip and tuck in this deciding game. Cheap one there.
Service over, 5-all. SHIDA.
Yeah, really good work from Takahata. Smashing from the service line, you'd expect generally it wouldn't come back. Great footwork from Matsuyama. First the anticipation, then she still had to get there and execute the shot. She knew where the space was. There's great athleticism just before that from Shida. Genuine teamwork right there. Keeps them within a point.
Service over, 8-6.
Concentration, such a major factor. Just have to lose it for a minute or so, and those points rack up pretty quickly. 9-6. A couple of really big points coming up. And if they win this one,
10-6.
go to the chair, 11-6 in front. They'll take some pegging back. And that is the way of it, though. All of a sudden, the momentum has switched totally in SAKURAMOTO and Takahata's favour, mainly due to a series of errors from their opponents. Put themselves now in a position where It's theirs to win.
Twenty seconds. 20 seconds. On court, please. Eleven, 6. Play. Service over.
Well, they need a bit of a
7,
revival from
11.
somewhere. That's a good start. Oh, yes. Engineered the opening perfectly.
8, 11.
Telegraph that, though.
Service over. 12, 8.
Can't afford any cheap points at this stage. You're going to lose a point, make your opponents work for it. That's more like it.
Service over. 9, 12.
She was going to play that, Sakuramoto, and then realised it was way, way wide.
13,
Good decision to let it go. Ah, yes. I think she was hoping, Sakuramoto, that was going to go long, but it certainly wasn't. And she had to put the dive in to no avail. No harm done, she's fine. Suddenly got a little bit of their verve back.
Yes.
Good work from the back of the court from Matsuyama. Shida's been predominantly, you'd say, the better net player of the two so far. And they're back within a couple of points now. Ah, well placed.
Thirteen, 14.
Really is anyone's from here. And that will really disappoint her.
Service over.
Got to a
15,
position where they were
13.
playing so well. And a palpable error just takes a little bit of the pressure off Sakamoto and Takahata. Fantastic rally. And appropriate, it was one with a winner rather than an error. That could be a really big point, a 3-point lead now. Sakamoto and Takahata just 5 away. Not just the longest rally, but the best one too.
Play.
Well, you heard the oohs and ahs from the crowd. That was almost like chess on a badminton court. Both pairs trying to move their opponents around the court. But in the end, it was Matsuyama and Shida who blinked first. No wonder they need a bit of a towel down. Marcel Schmitz enjoying this as much as the crowd are. Really good match to get us started on semi-final day here.
14-17.
And every time you think the match is swinging one way, it has a habit of surprising you. Yeah, well read. Matsuyama. Slight gamble.
15,
One that paid off. And they're still right in this. 15-17. Psychologically, you've got to think Sakamoto and Takahata concerned. 17-13 they led. Point here to level up this deciding game.
Service over.
Well,
18,
for a moment,
16.
hearts would have been in mouths there. Just long. Flick serve. It was a real gamble at this stage of the game. Well, they say patience is a virtue. Matsuyama and Shida stayed very patient there.
18. SAKURAMOTO.
What a massive point this is. 18 all or 19-17. Well, that might have been going out, you know. Great rally. They needed about 3 opportunities to win it, and eventually they did. This one shot there looked to be going well out. We heard some oohs and ahs from the crowd. And the smash from Takahata was too good in the end. But it still may well not be straightforward from here.
Thank you. Oh, 1970.
Great reactions from the women in red on more than one occasion in that rally. And now, after An hour and 12 minutes on court.
20,
They have 3 match points.
17.
That was brave under the circumstances.
18, 20.
Still match point.
Wait.
Well, it's been a struggle at times, but in the end, the right result. SAKURAMOTO and TAKAHATA have a real battle with their fellow countrywomen, MATSUYAMA and SHIDA. That's the kind of smash you look for when you're match point from that kind of range. Thoroughly entertaining for the crowd here in Basel, and a really good way to start us off on semi-final day. SAKURAMOTO and TAKAHATA win 21-18, 18-21, 21-18.